Hi everybody, good to see you. Let's start straight away by singing hello today. Are you ready? Sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello. And clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello. And let's do some wriggling to warm ourselves up. Wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello. Well, we're going to talk about something a bit unusual today. We're going to talk about potatoes. Here's a potato for you to see. Doesn't it look nice? Do you know where it came from? Yes, you might be right. It did come from a shop. Perhaps these are the kinds of things that you might see when you go to the supermarket. They might come in your food order. You might have seen them in the open market or at the greengrocer. That's the place where they sell vegetables and fruit. So potatoes are really important because they fill our tummies and they help us to grow. And they're a lovely, tasty thing to eat. We have to do something to them before we can eat them. What do you think that is? Not magic. Yep, that's right. You have to cook them. And we can cook potatoes in lots and lots of different ways. We can make all kinds of different things. Have a look and see what this little person is eating. I wonder if you've ever had any of those chips. That's one of the things, and that's a special treat thing, isn't it? Chips. But first of all, where did it come from? So before it got into the shop, it had to grow somewhere. Do you remember when we looked at all those other vegetables and talked about them being plants that grow? Well, so is this potato. And this is a plant that grows underneath the ground. So you have to get a special seedy potato. That's a potato with lots of sprouty bits sticking out of it. Then you plant it into the ground. And first of all, the leaves grow. Then some flowers. And then look what's under the ground. Little potatoes all growing there in the ground. And after a few weeks, when you've planted it and it's been in the ground for a few weeks, then you can dig up your potatoes, bring them inside, give them a good wash, and then you can eat them when you've cooked them, which is what we were just saying, wasn't it? So how will we cook our potatoes? We could make chips like we just said, or we might put a whole big potato into the oven, and that's called baking. We might chop our potato up with a sharp knife, put it into the oven with a little bit of oil to make some roast potatoes. I wonder if you've had those. And if you're making some potatoes for a baby, you might boil your potatoes. I'll show you a picture of somebody boiling their potatoes in here, like this. So that's when you put them into some water, cook them, and when they came out, you could mash them with your fork. You can do that with your baked potato as well. You can scoop it out when it's cooked and mash it with your fork, make it all soft and nice, and maybe put a little bit of butter or margarine or perhaps some cheese on it. So lots of different ways to eat. And oh, I forgot one here. Have you ever had any of these as a treat if you've been to a party perhaps? Those are called ombères, aren't they? Do you know those are potatoes made into teddy bear shapes? Lots of different things to eat. So let's sing a song, pretend that we're going to plant our potato in the ground, dig a hole with our spade, and plant our potato in the ground. We're going to watch it grow. And then when it's grown, we're going to dig it up and find the new potatoes growing in the ground. So you're going to pretend to have a spade and you're going to dig the earth. Dig, dig, dig the earth, dig it with your spade. Pop your seed potato in and watch it start to grow. Now it's a few weeks later. There's going to be some little tiny potatoes in the ground. Are you ready? Dig, dig, dig the earth, dig it with your spade. Dig your new potatoes up and eat them for your dinner. Don't forget to cook them first. Now, is there anything else that we could do with a potato? Looks a bit like a stone. Might be good for some of those games you want to play with stones. And you know those drawings we did? You could do a drawing on a potato. Or you could make a little person with little eyes and a nose and a mouth and a little paper hat maybe on the top. Or you could do what I tried doing, and you could make some potato pictures, some prints with a potato, but not just like this whole. You have to do something to it first. Do you remember last week we did some things with Play-Doh where we made prints in the potato? We used our fingers and we used the hooves of a little horse, its feet, and a dog, and a Lego brick, and we pressed them in and lifted the things out, and we saw amazing prints in there. Well, if you're grown up, and you're grown up, we'll have to do this bit, because I've got that nice sharp knife again, the one that we used when we were cutting up the potato to eat, and an old potato out of the fridge, or maybe from the vegetable rack or a bag, one that perhaps you wouldn't be eating, so you're not wasting anything. They can cut it in half, then they can get their knife and make a shape like this. That's one where I cut the shape out of the middle and it made a rectangle shape. And with the other one, cut back the potato around the edges and made a triangle shape. Grown up, it takes quite a while to do and it's a little bit difficult, but I'm sure you can manage it and it is fun. And you can save the bits that you cut out if there are any good ones. And you could cook it after this as well if you really wanted to, but you'd have to wash it because we're going to now dip it in some paint. So what should we put our paint in? Well, I save these little trays so that they're not wasted. It's a good idea not just to throw them away. You can keep things in them. You can use them to make little pretend baths with, or this time we could put some paint in. I might put some yellow into that one. I've got another one here. And put some red into this one. Then I've got 2 tubs of paint already. What do you think I'm going to do next? Well, I'm going to make sure I've got some paper nearby. Because if I'm going to make prints, and if I'm the grown-up, I'm going to make sure that we're on the kitchen floor, or that we're on some newspaper, because we might get a bit messy in a minute. Now, how's the paint going to get onto the potato? Well, you can dip it in like this and swirl it around and around in the paint. Or if you want to make it nice and smooth and even, and it is quite a nice feeling, you can use a little kitchen sponge like this. Dip it into the paint. When you've got paint on it, spread it all over your potato shape like this. We've done that. Take your paper, lay it down on the ground, press your potato, turn it around a little bit maybe, or just press it up and down. What do you think you get? Pictures like this. You can see the triangle one. There's the rectangle one, the one with the inside bit cut out so that you get a white bit in the middle. You're making a print of the shape of the rectangle. I did a square one as well and a circle. You can do those as well. They're no more difficult to cut out. And then, do you know what, grown-ups? Most children will like to make lots of prints and then perhaps, especially if they're little, put their hands on the potato and get lots of paint on their fingers and dip their fingers into there. Press their fingers on the paper too. So make sure you're all geared up for a bit of a mess when you're playing this game. And if you really think it's too much, well, just stick with the potato and do a little drawing on your potato and make a little hat. If you've got some paint, it's worth giving it a go. And if you're a bit bigger and really adventurous, you could try some other vegetables too. If there's an old carrot at the bottom of the fridge, you could chop it so that you've got cylindrical pieces with circles at the end. See the rings of the carrot? You could press those in the paint and see if you can make some little carrot circles. And how about trying an onion? That's a nice one. So you could chop a bit off the end of the onion so you're not using too much, but you can still see the circles inside where all the layers of the onion, all its different pieces inside. You can press them into the paint, use a little sponge to spread it, and then press them on the paper. And make some onion pictures too. If you do make any, it'd be lovely to see them. Or if you just make some messy handprints, we'd love to see those too. So maybe you could take some photos and send them to Claire. We could put them in the newsletter. That'd be a nice thing to do. Must be time for another song. We haven't sung for ages. I know what. Let's go back to cooking. And let's pretend that we're going to peel our potato. Let me show you in here. There's a picture of somebody actually peeling a potato. And they're not doing it with a knife, doing it with a potato peeler. And the potato peeler is a bit like a knife. It's got a sharp pointy bit, so if you need to dig out any little marks on the potato, then it's got a blade part in the middle with a hole, and the peel comes through the hole. You have a look and see if your grown-ups have got a potato peeler. So remember the one about peeling bananas? Peel, peel, peel a banana. That one. Let's see if we can do it with our potatoes now. Ready? Peel, peel, peel a potato. Peel, peel, peel a potato. Chop, chop, chop a potato. Chop, chop, chop a potato. Cook, cook, cook a potato. Cook, cook, cook a potato. Mash, mash, mash your potato. Mash, mash, mash your potato. Eat, eat, eat your potato. Eat, eat, eat your potato. Yum. So if you cook a potato, maybe cook a baked potato and mash it up, then you could sing that song, and when you eat it, you could say, eat, eat, eat a potato. Yum, yum, yum. Have some fun with potatoes, and we'll see you again next week. So for now, it's bye. Bye from Judy and Claire in the toy library, and very soon we really will be. So if you've missed the date, 7th of June. Okay, ready? Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye. Bye. See you soon.